everyone, Brew Day. Redoing the pilsner. I know I've only just done it, and it's halfway through the keg, 2/3 of the way through the keg. But I actually took it to a brewer's night last week. I think it was last Thursday night. Quite a good night actually. Couple of guys there that do a lot of judging in New Zealand, NHC competitions. So there were some guys there who knew what they were tasting and were no mugs when it comes to brewing beer. And then I was there. So I took my pilsner along. I was going to take my New England IPA. It's funny, I started putting New England IPA into my mini keg, and then I just happened to pour myself, as it was just starting to go into the keg, I poured myself a pilsner, and I went, no, it's actually nicer. So I swapped it over and did the pilsner. So I took that, and they gave me a whole lot of really good feedback from it. You go to those sort of nights, and you just got to take everything on. You know, what suggestions, and you got to give it a go. So made some tweaks to the recipe, and just how my timetable is, I'm going to be pretty flat at work for the next 3 weeks. So I thought, sod it, I'll get in here today and my last day off, and quickly do a brew. So one of the suggestions, the first recipe had 4.5 kilos of pilsner malt, 120 grams of acidulated malt, 100 grams of oats, and I think I had 90 grams of Supernova, which is a crystal. And they questioned why I put the oats in and why I put the Supernova in. They both laughed when I just said I had it left over, so I chucked it in, which is typical homebrewer's reply. So yeah, I've dropped those two out. So I've just got 4.5 kilos of acidulated malt. Jesus, no. 4.5 kilos of pilsner malt, and I think it was about 150 I chucked in of acidulated malt. So that's the malt pool, nice and simple. Now the hops. New Zealand pilsner are more bitter than a normal German. More bitter than a normal German. Yeah. So sorry, a little joke we had out there. One guy going, "This is not a German pilsner, no." So we. One of the critiques they made was I used Matura or Brooklyn hops at Hop Stand, and they all said that this pilsner had a really quite upfront, in your face bitterness when they first got into it. And so one of the things I suggested was maybe drop that out and put more of the Matura in later, which I've done, and maybe bring in some of the softer bitterness for the Hop Stand. They all suggested Waiiti, which, you know, I've used it. It's I actually do wonder whether it's in hop used in New Zealand at the moment. They all seem to be talking about Waiiti. I've used it and wasn't that impressed with it. But they also suggested swapping out and putting Rewaka in, which I have got some Rewaka leaf. So we'll go in and put, I think it's 10 grams of jade at the very start, 60 minutes. And then Hop Stand, I'm going to be putting 30 grams of Rewaka in. And that's the only hops until probably about 7 days. It was 7 days where I'm going to be putting Matura and Motueka in at 7 days. I think one was at 80 and one was at 50. So it's pretty massive dry hop going into it. But it comes out really nice. So this is the one that's been in probably a month. And it's actually cleared up nice. It's got a nice colour to it. Probably can't quite tell it, like I'm looking through the light. The light's behind you. So it's looking really nice. Carbonation's good. Really happy with that. Got a nice passion fruit note on the nose. But yeah, up front, good bitterness. Well, I thought it was a good bitterness. And almost going into like a limey guava type taste, which is really nice. But I'm actually going to have to try and dial back how much I've been drinking of it, because I want to be able to do this brew, chuck it in the keg, leave it for 3 weeks, and then before this one finishes, do a side by side. That is the aim of doing it now. I've still got the New England to go on to, which I might show you. I did do a video of it the other night, but I was fucked. Yeah. So I might recast that out in a minute, and I'll show you how that's going. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I'm doing. I am going to change the yeast. I did a Bohemian lager yeast. I'm probably just going to go with East 23 because I've got some. Yeah, so I've got some of these, so I might use it. But like, I'm going to do a proper. I'm going to do the steps better. Like, I'm doing a step mash. It's had I've already done 50 minutes at 55. Now it's doing an hour at 65, and then I'll do the 77 mash out. Do the brew. Add the yeast, chuck it into the fermentation. It's going to have 14 days at 18 degrees. And what I didn't do last time was do a rest, so I'll put it up to 22 for 4 days, and then I'll probably put it do a close transfer from the Firmzilla over the keg, and then I'll just leave it on the keg for 3-4 weeks and lager in the keg. I haven't really got that space. By then I'll probably want to do another brew, so I'll probably want that fermentation fridge for another brew instead of lagering in there. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, this is the quickest I've probably ever done a rebrew, but I think it's good just to get the feedback that I had, which was really good. It was an awesome night. Pretty much we had a massive Lazy Susan on this table. We went to this Asian restaurant at Mount Eden, really yum, and had a big glass of Lazy Susan in the middle of the table, and someone cracked open a bottle, and if you want a glass you put it on the Lazy Susan, they just spin around and fill it all up, and then when your glass got back there, you'll have a drink. So it worked out really well just for a sharing night. Can't remember how much we went through. A lot of people came back for a taste of this, which I was, when they first started drinking it, and I pretty much got the same feedback, was something about the bitterness. And I was going, okay, cocked up. But I think everyone's been really honest, which was great, and it was a genuine critique that they could say, like, hey, you can make this better by changing this around. Nearly everyone came back for a second and third glass, which I was pretty stoked about. Because, you know, I've only been doing this 3 years, so a big learning curve still. Yeah, so I was really happy with that. So anyway, I'll flip this through. Might show you the New England IPA when I finish this glass. By that time, might be about ready to start putting some hops in. I'll do my salt additions when I start the boil. I'll test the pH and that sort of crap. So yeah. Right, so I just finished the sparge. It's just the basket's just draining out, sitting at about 88 degrees. Got my hops all measured out. The Pacific Jade that's going in 60 minutes, which is about 10 grams. Does most of the heavy lifting when it comes to the IBUs. The re-whack it is a little bit. But that's about it. But anyway, as I said, this is the Juicy Swamp Monster. Version 2. Version 1, yeah, it was alright. I didn't have a really good yeast with that one. This one I used a WLP, I think it's East Coast Hazy, I think it's called. Been really yum. I've got I'm not going to do that yet. I've got the Firmzilla little capture bowl at the bottom, full of trub. So I've got a yeast wash, because I was planning to do a hazy pale next, but now I'm doing a pilsner again. So change of plans. So that's the next brew I'll have to do after this. So, hi everyone. This is just a tidy out for a grain of glass on the New Zealand pilsner. This is the second version that I did. It's about 2.5 months in the keg now. It hasn't got much to go, but beautiful clarity behind that. This is actually off a bottle that I use to counter pressure bottle it off, so CO2 sorted. So, but no, it's really coming to its own. Really clean tasting. Good amount of bitterness for New Zealand pilsner. The guava and passion fruit has subtle died down a little bit, but not too much. Still very enjoyable. And like I said, I've probably got about 2 litres left in the keg. Sorry, I'm aware of the wind. It'll probably come up on the microphone, but oh well. But yeah, so this is all done. Finally get a grain to glass out. So it's been a while. So I find it really hard to do videos lately. So trying to get my ass into gear. So anyway, cheers all. So this is a wrap up.